In a surprising development, the entertainment industry has been abuzz with rumors that actor Jaime Dornan, famous for his role as Christian Grey in the 50 Shades series, is involved in an extramarital affair. Although there is no concrete evidence, the story has attracted a lot of attention, especially because of the image of a model husband and father that Jaime has built. According to a fictional source from a close friend, Amelia Warner, Jaime's wife, was shocked and heartbroken when she heard about the rumor. The source recounted, "Amelia couldn't believe her ears. She spent more than a decade building a home with Jaime. Now, just hearing about the possibility of betrayal is breaking her heart." Amelia is said to have considered leaving the city, even finding a faraway place to regain peace. Family acquaintances revealed that she wanted to spend time with herself and her 3 daughters, away from the spotlight and the noise of the media. Jaime Dornan has remained silent on the rumors. On social media, fans are divided. Some believe in his fidelity, others are curious about whether there is a hidden, backstage truth. In any case, this is just a fictional story, and any further developments, if any, are only in the imagination of the narrator. But if this script were to be made into a movie, it would certainly be a dramatic love drama, both romantic and tearful. Amelia's diary. Today is gray, just like my heart. The rumors about Jaime hit me like a cold wind, sudden, stinging, and breathless. I don't know what's true and what's made up, but just the thought makes me want to run away. We've been through so many summers, so many winters together. I used to believe that our hands would never let go. And yet, now, when his eyes look at me differently, I start to wonder. Was there a moment when he stopped loving me, but I didn't realize it? I want to take my children to a place with blue sea and open sky. There, the sound of the waves will drown out the malicious whispers, and my heart can slowly heal. They say time heals all wounds. But the wound of someone who used to be my whole world, is there any medicine to cure it? Amelia. Jaime to Amelia. Amelia, my love. I don't know where to begin. Perhaps words will be hollow compared to the pain you're carrying, but I need you to know that, regardless of what the world says, my heart has never left the house we built together. I was wrong, not for betraying you in the sense that they say, but for letting the distance between us grow without realizing it. I was so caught up in work, projects, the spotlight, and left you standing alone in the empty spaces. I miss the afternoons when you played the piano, the golden light reflecting on your face, the way you smiled when the children ran into your arms. All of that is my breath, Amelia. I'm not asking for forgiveness today, or tomorrow. I'm just asking for a chance, to prove that I'm still the man you believed I was. If you want to go, I won't stop you. But if you stay, I promise to spend the rest of my life making this pain go away. I love you. Jaime. The small coffee shop was on a familiar street corner, where they used to date when they first fell in love. It was drizzling this afternoon, the sound of the rain hitting the glass like a faint heartbeat. Amelia sat there, wearing a beige sweater, her loose hair covering her eyes. When Jaime walked in, she only looked up for a moment. Her gaze was no longer as warm as before, but also not as cold as the first days she heard the rumors. Thank you for coming, Jaime began, his voice low. I just want to hear you say it, one last time, Amelia replied, her hands clutching her coffee cup as if searching for some warmth. Jaime sat down, his eyes pleading. I know I hurt you. I can't erase everything that happened, but I want to start over, from the beginning. Amelia was silent. Outside, a strong wind shook the door frame, carrying with it the smell of damp earth and memories. She thought back to the years, the mornings he made her coffee, the nights they sat watching movies, the children's laughter echoing through the house. Jaime, her voice trembled slightly, I don't know if I can forget. But, I don't know if I can live without you. They looked at each other for a long time. There was no hug, no kiss. Just a moment of silence, but filled with fragile hope. Outside, the rain continued to fall, as if the world was waiting for an answer from two hearts still searching for their way home. The sky in London was clear and cloudless today. The small garden behind the house was filled with children's laughter, the piano playing softly from the living room. Amelia stood by the window, looking out. Her 3 daughters were grown up, with long hair and smiles just like their fathers. In the corner of the garden, Jaime was carefully repainting the old swing, the toy he had promised to keep until the children no longer needed it. 10 years ago, they had been on the brink of breaking up. Rumors, tears, long days of silence, all seemed to erase everything they had. But then, instead of running away, they both chose to stay. It wasn't always easy. There were days when Amelia was still skeptical, still remembering the feeling of being lost back then. But Jaime patiently proved it with every little action. The evenings cooking her favorite meals, the handwritten letters left on the table, and the warm presents whenever she needed him. Now, when Jaime looked up and met his wife's eyes, he smiled, a smile no longer forced or apologetic, but the peace of someone who had found a home again. Amelia smiled back. She knew they would argue, there would be challenges. But this love had been tested by fire and remained intact. Outside, the wind carried the scent of lavender throughout the garden, and the soft sunlight washed over everything, a reminder that sometimes, the most lasting happiness is the one that almost slipped away. Invisible cracks. Amelia Warner once believed her marriage was a modern fairy tale. Jaime Dornan, her handsome, talented husband, the father of 3 daughters, had always been the image of warmth and security. But one autumn morning, before the sunlight penetrated the thin layer of mist, a rumor spread across the internet. Jaime was having an affair. No one knew where the news came from. No photos, no evidence, just words like small knives, quietly stabbing into Amelia's faith. Climax, the wordless distance. The following days were a series of heavy silences. Amelia did not scream, did not smash. She just looked at Jaime with an unreadable gaze, as if searching for something between the wrinkles at the corners of his eyes. Jaime tried to explain, but his words were lost, as if he could not reach her. One afternoon, Amelia packed a few things into a suitcase. "I need to go away for a while," she said softly. Jaime stood still, his hands clasped. He wanted to hold her, but feared that any words of encouragement would only deepen the wound. The letter, a late confession. A few weeks later, Amelia received a handwritten letter. In it, Jaime wrote that he had not betrayed her, but had let the distance between them grow, letting work and the limelight wash away the little things that had kept them together. He did not ask for forgiveness right away, just a chance to prove that his love was still intact. Reunion, a fragile hope. They met at an old coffee shop, where they had met when they first fell in love. Rain fell lightly outside the window. Amelia sat there, holding a cup of coffee, her eyes still filled with doubt. "I don't know if I can forget everything," she said, "but I also don't know if I can live without you." They were silent for a long time. There was no hug, just a moment of silence filled with fragile hope. And, 10 years later. 10 years have passed. In the backyard, Jaime carefully repaints an old swing for his youngest daughter. Amelia stands by the window, looking out, and realizes that even though they have been through storms, love is still there, not as flashy as the first day, but steadfast and strong. The wind carries the scent of lavender throughout the garden. The sun shines gently on everything. And Amelia knows that the most precious thing in her life is not happiness that has never been hurt, but love that has been broken but still mended.